Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Llama, and today I am documenting my zero to hero journey playing Blade Inquisitor. This is my first video and my first attempt at zero to hero in Path of Exile, so I am thrilled to share it with all of you. But for now, let's get this snooze fest of a campaign started. We take out Hillock and begin leveling Templar as one typically would, rolling magma. We will be using rolling magma until around first lab, where we will swap to Firestorm. Firestorm will be our main skill for the rest of the campaign, and also most early mapping. Speaking of labs, I think we can start our first one now. Oh, never mind, I always miss one of them. Finally, we take down the Giga Chad Azaro for the first time. Now let's hope for a nice transfigured gem to start us off strong. Damn, never lucky. But look, not too soon after, we have our first sale. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Using this sale, and some lucky chaos drops, we were able to get some nice starting gear to level with. We were able to get a Ghost Drive, a Crown of Thorns, and Khaleesi's Grace. The first two give us a nice base of Energy Shield to start using Energy Blade early, while Khaleesi's Grace gives us essentially a free 5 lane, because it's supported by faster casting. Hey, this already feels pretty good. Maybe this time we will hit on a solid gem. Not too bad, that will net us about 10C. Now, we've finished Merc Lab, so let's start the real game. Damn it. Not gonna lie, this is a really embarrassing time to die when you're making a YouTube video. I rained down a couple extra meteors on Kitava for making me look like an idiot, and finally we can start mapping. Well, actually I lied, I went back to Act 9 to do a little bit more leveling before going into maps. But more importantly, our gem from Merc Lab is selling. Nice! And now with that extra currency, let's give our first shot at swapping to Cyclone and cast on crit. Wow, this is ass. Although it looks fun, this is definitely hot garbage right now, and I really wish I did not brute force cast on crit immediately like I did. We don't nearly have enough accuracy, attributes, or crit chance to make it viable yet. Self-cast would have been much better. So anyways, I went back into the lab, hoping to hit it big on some transfigured gems. Cool. Another dud. I'm not even sure why I included this in the video. Noon cares about this. Here is some more footage at how the build was performing just into maps. Like I said, self-cast would have been the better choice here. But with where we are at in Trade League, I was positive I could make enough currency ramming my head into this that I could make cast on crit viable without going back to self-cast. Spinning was just too fun. I thought I found the solution spending all my currency on Ice Spear splitting. But instead I just got out-cycloned by an NPC. They did drop some Brynnerods for us to sell though, so I'll take it. I tried using Ice Spear some more, really huffing that copium, and you'll see I swap back and forth a few times here. But then I got my big break, the Divine Beauty. Now I just needed to get the tribute for them. Thanks, Chris. But first, I need to draft Justin Jefferson, then we can get back to the build. Okay, where were we? Yes, I was talking about how awfully I have butchered this build. Captain Lance would be disappointed. I mean, look at this. Why am I using Ice Spear, and why am I insisting on using cast on crit when I'm clearly not critting? At this point, I was really just holding out for those Divine Beauties. Okay, now this is getting chaotic. It looks like I had gone back to Firestorm. Elise is doing better than Ice Spear, but definitely still not good. Man, these div cards are just bullying me at this point. But finally, we got them. Let the shopping begin. Thanks to that drunk Faustus, I quickly sold them for 180C. But I ended exchanging that chaos for a divine and buying an ivory tower. This is a massive upgrade for the build, providing great defense, damage, and it's a 6-link. Next is a staple for any stat stacker early on, Shaper's Touch. Then I upgraded my belt, buying another certified stat classic, Cyclopean Coil. On top of this, I got a random one-handed weapon with an Abyss socket, and some Abyss Jewel with corrupted blood immunity. Now, let's get back to mapping. At this point, you can see I was back on the Ice Spear train. And please, for the love of God, do not look at my flasks. But at least we do seem to be doing some damage now. At this point, I started to get a little experimental. So here's Blade Fall for shits and giggles. Honestly, it was quite satisfying and would love to try this out for real sometime. Now, back in the lab again, finishing up our last lab, we finally hit on a transfigured gem, Ball Lightning. Immediately, we used the currency from this to buy some more upgrades. First up, Crown of the Inward Eye, damage, defense, a no-brainer. Okay, now you can look at my flasks, a key piece I was missing here, Coruscating Elixir. This lets our energy shield defend against chaos. Now, there was one last piece of the build I was yearning for, a new spell. So I took to ChatGPT to see what the wise one had to say. Wow, it was honestly quite disappointing with its suggestions. So I offered it an alternative I was already looking at, Arc of Oscillating. As an aside, let me know if you think it would be interesting to explore ChatGPT some more here. I think I could train it to provide us with some unique builds. But anyways, the AI had convinced me on Arc of Oscillating, so let's give it a shot. Only 3 chaos, nice. Hopefully, it isn't a grief. Oh, and at this point, I also bought an Astramentus with some of our leftover C. And with that, we have some pretty reasonable looking stats, almost 500 strength, 100% accuracy, 50% crit chance, a decent amount of armor and ES, and, well, basically capped res. So let's get into some maps with this new skill gem. Wow, this is a fun one. The arcs are really satisfying, and the damage is actually pretty respectable. But there was still an itch, something telling me this wasn't the gem for me. So I went and bought Arc of Surging, supporting it with chain support, on top of the typical cast of Crit, Cyclone, Spellblade gems. Now this gem, Arc of Surging, this one feels just perfect. And would you look at that first map using Surging, and we see this. Chris is sending us a sign. And with the Divine, I bought an Elrian Veil, hoping to get non-channeling. And we hit. We want this craft to put on some new serviceable rings we will be buying as well, meaning they will need an open prefix. Something like this ring will work. And this will do the trick for the other ring. Now let's do a little bit more mapping. Honestly, the single target isn't too awful given this gem is mostly for clear, or at least it seems. And I left this in just because I realized I never proved to you all that this is actually a fresh account. No Atlas progression or anything. That's kind of the whole point of Zero to Hero, but oh well. Next, we bought a shitty Watcher's Eye with a leftover Chaos, hoping it would help with mana sustain against single targets. Which it did seem to help a bit, and we take out these 2 bozos before getting back into one more map before calling it quits for the night. Overall, I think my build is finally at a good point right now. With the recent upgrades, it feels very tanky, and we are doing a serviceable amount of damage. And like I mentioned earlier, I really do feel like Arc of Surging has some solid potential here, and I am excited to see where it goes. There are so many massive upgrades to be made here, and we are just barely scratching the surface of the potential of this build. At the end of this first video, here is what my gear and tree are looking like. I'll be sure to link my POB at the time of recording in the description as well. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first video, and I can't wait to see you all again in part 2.